Girl,
Everybody
it's
follow
packed
the one
out
line,
here tonight.
please. Follow the one line, please.
I told you.
IDs out. I need to see IDs. Thank you, ladies. Welcome to Punk Ave.
Excuse me. Hello? Can you move? What? Excuse me. Oh my God. You ready to go? Girl, I've been ready.
Yo. We here again.
Hello.
I know we're here for a third episode. Once, twice, three times a lady.
Yes.
I'm pretty shocked. I'm just happy we're on iTunes. Well, Apple now, but iTunes now as well.
Shout out to iTunes.
Hi, friends, and we're gonna be on Stitcher and TuneIn and Google Music Play by the time you guys hear this. So we're pretty excited. You can find us anywhere, which means there's no reason not to share.
No reason. It's just a simple thumb press on your phone.
Sharing is caring for the people that know us. But shady. Anyways, but once again, Miss Cool in the city.
How you guys doing?
What is cool in the city, Adrianna?
So, okay. One of my really good friends got engaged last night.
Time out. Adrianna always has a friend that's engaged. She's 27 dresses. Continue.
I'm about the 7 of the 27.
Listen, I messaged her one day and I was like, hey, if I ever get married, you want to be a bridesmaid? Because you're everybody's bridesmaid.
And I'm always the life of the party. So
turn it up. If you see her on the dance floor, clear out.
Clear the fuck out. But anyways, yeah, so the fiance set up the surprise in this beautiful restaurant downtown. Now, I know downtown's always, it had a moment where it was kind of dry. Houston, sorry. Downtown Houston was kind of dry for a little bit, but then it got back popping, and then everybody's like out and about, and it gives me kind of like that New York-y type feel because everybody's like walking in the streets and shit. But we went to this restaurant called The Grotto, and it's an Italian restaurant, and it was just absolutely delicious. I love ambiance. And the ambiance was beautiful.
You love a good aesthetic.
I love a good aesthetic. I mean, it was just classy. It was urban. It was cool. It was kind of like laid back, but they respect the people that dress up. You know, I saw you with your 70s heels on. I saw you with your I tried to, they said cocktail, so I said
I saw you with your cocktail dress. It was black.
I didn't want to overdo it and do sequins, but
but your shoes did enough.
Okay. Yeah, I tried to,
it was like the last dance for romance.
Yes. So, I tried to step it up a little bit. But the restaurant is called The Grotto. It's downtown. It's right behind Discovery Green in Houston. And the food was delicious. I had bolognese, and they actually had because some places they just like have spaghetti and meat sauce type shit on the menu. No, they put bolognese. So, and then they had like the flat pasta, and the presentation of the food was beautiful. So I suggest that you guys go out there and check it out. The Grotto downtown Houston.
All right. And we all know what today is.
Women Crush Wednesday!
That's what Shayna used to do when we used to take shots.
She did. Shout out to Shayna.
Miss
you, girl.
We miss you, girl. We sound like she was dead. We miss you. She's alive.
She's alive. She's in
California.
She traded in her party girl lifestyle to be married.
What we're trying to do.
A married woman with kids.
But so today, Women Crush Wednesday goes to Pamela James.
Pamela James.
So maybe you're not like a Martin connoisseur. I kind of might be. Pamela James is also known as Beady Bead.
Pam.
Pam with the kitchen in the back. Yeah, now donkey. You know, Martin really did ride out on her. But the reason Pamela James gets it is because first of all, it's played by Tashina Arnold. Tashina Arnold plays Pam in like this 90s clear classic, Martin. And she is my woman crush Wednesday because at the end of the day, I read this article or like a think piece, because you know y'all love to do think pieces on Twitter. They do. It's a think piece for everything. Yeah. Shout out to OJ. I'm happy you free. But it's
the juice is loose.
The juice is loose, and I'm waiting for him to get an IG and a Twitter. Yes. FYI. But they did this think piece on Pam and basically was saying how Pam was so underrated because she was the dark skinned friend.
Oh, come on.
And it was like, no, Pam is actually the show outside of Martin if you really think about it. Let's be clear. Pam had everybody crushing on her, and Martin even crushing on Pam, but we'll get to that later. But the show literally starts with Cole, like, vying for her attention and keep trying to get at her, and Pam is like, nah, I'm too good for you. I could do better. And then even in season 3, Tommy gets with Pam for like the season, or at least half a season. But Tommy and Pam, shout out to Tommy, R.I.P. Still sad, but they get together. Pam got with Jerome, or Jerome took her out because Jerome was obsessed with her as well. You know, Jerome in the house. I say Jerome in the house. I say Jerome in your mouth. But Jerome went on a date with Pam. It was like a whole episode about Jerome dating Pam. And then Pam got with me, Simon in the Skybox. You remember that episode where she dated like the older man and he was like super rich and he had like a skybox? Oh my God, that's season 2. Where have you been? Oh. I need you to understand. Martin used to come on at 8 o'clock on Thursdays in the 90s.
And followed by Undercover, New York Undercover.
It was Martin living single, then New York Undercover. It was. But then my bedtime was 9 o'clock because my mama was a hater.
So you tried to like stay.
Yeah, so I couldn't really watch New York Undercover. Shout out to my mama for being a hater because I've never seen New York Undercover. And then, time out, she upgraded my time like a couple of years later to like 9:30, but by that time I didn't get into New York. I
love that show.
I need to go back and revisit. But I know who's in it. I remember like it was him and the Spanish guy.
Killed that man's girl. I don't know. He came as a delivery guy and he pulled out that gun and he shot that girl. That was the best episode.
It's so funny how Ice used to kill people and now he's a cop in his shows. So evolution is, you know, this is how you need to. Ice-T is how you should grow. In all honesty, Ice Cube too. Ice Cube is another one. Ice Cube and Ice-T are like how you grow.
You grow.
That's evolution. But no. So you had Cole that was already on Pam. You had Tommy that was on Pam and got with Pam. You had Jerome that got with Pam. You had Simon with the Skybox who had money and got with Pam. And then let's talk about Martin. In reality, yes, it looks like Martin doesn't like Pam. But when you actually like watching the show now, I just find it very odd that Martin had so much negative things to say about Pam, but yet Pam was at every function, every party, everything. And then the second nobody was looking, let's be clear, when no one was looking or he thought nobody was looking, he actually complimented Pam about being like a good person and a great friend, and she not ugly and she not beady and blah blah blah. And then on top of that, so around season 1 or 2, he was having those dreams. Remember, he was having the dreams about her.
I remember those dreams.
Yeah.
They had the anvil fall.
Yeah, eventually she died in a dream. But before that, he was having these dreams and was like super confused on why he felt this way about old Beady Bead. So, Martin to me is classic old school elementary, a boy that likes a girl that beat the girl up that he likes. No, that makes it like, you know how you beat, like when you're a kid, like when the boy likes you, he pulls your hair. Martin basically was pulling Pam hair all the time. Do I think Martin would have got with Pam? No. But did he have did he know that Pam was a bad bitch? Yes. Pam used to out-sing Gina all the time. She did. You remember Hold Up the Light? That's the first season. That's that BB&CC on first season. Or even when they did it for Biggie,
Hold Up the Light.
She did. They did Hold Up the Light. And they just performed anything. Like Gina was started, but then Pam would come in like, like wait.
She had them octaves.
You're like, why you doing this, Pam? Like, don't.
She had the octaves. She had the range.
And in reality, Pam just, if you really watch the show, I mean, Martin and Gina's cute because we like a couple, but in reality, Pam really was like second fiddle on that show. The best storylines was Martin and Pam like
going back and forth.
That's what y'all quote the most. Y'all quote Pam and Martin going back the most. So yes, Woman Crush Wednesday, go to Pam because she's not underrated. She was the boss on that show right after Martin, and I need y'all to understand that. And I feel some type of way, especially when Gina left. Well, it's the reason. Like, so I own all of the Martin DVDs or whatever. I didn't.
You can find them. You found them?
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, girl, they're still right.
No, I'm saying I can't find them.
Well, I found mine at Walmart.
Girl, can't find them anywhere.
Yeah, but when I bought them from Walmart, they had the last season. So I have all the seasons but the last season. I didn't even bother buying the last season because I felt some type of way because, you know, that's when like that sexual assault thing happened between Martin and Gina.
Yeah.
Or Martin and Tisha Campbell Martin or whatever. And I remember like, I still kind of feel some type of way because I never understood how I want to know the story. Like I never heard Tisha really talk about it, and I never heard Martin really talk. Nobody's ever really talked about it because I'm confused on how Tashina, because Tisha and Tashina were actually really good friends in real life. They were roommates when they first got the job together.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they lived together in LA when they first got the job, right? So I'm trying to figure out how is it that your homie, your Ace Boone Coon, still work with somebody that sexually assaulted you. So I need a story.
We need answers.
I need answers right now because I've been waiting for a reunion. Then Tommy died, R.I.P. Tommy, and now I can't even get like a full reunion because y'all don't really.
They was on IG together.
Y'all don't F with each other. Who was on IG together?
Tisha Campbell and
where? Martin?
No, not Martin.
No, I need to see like they never did like a full like reunion with the full cast with Martin. I always just found it interesting that Tashina Arnold worked with Martin after the fact, and not even just on the show Martin, because maybe she was contractually
that contract girl.
No, she worked with Martin on the show Martin, but then later they did Big Mama's House and like Roadhouse or Groundhog or some show that was Martin and John Travolta, and they used to ride bikes, and she was his wife. Groundhog or something like that. She was his wife. So I'm confused on how like your best friend worked with like old boy.
And you got a suit.
That you got a whole suit on. A suit. But that's neither here nor there. Tashina Arnold, a.k.a. Pam.
No, that's not. Oh, it is.
Tashina Arnold, yeah. I get Pam.
I'm tripping.
You get my Woman Crush Wednesday. You're well deserved. You are that. You are number 2 on that show. I don't care what nobody say. You're number 2 on that show. But anyways, now that that's done. So this week we're trying to recover from friendships. What about your friends? We're gonna stand your ground. We're gonna let you down again. Wait, hold on. Every now and then I get a little crazy. That's how T-Vibes. You heard my deep. That's how T-Vibes be. T-Vibes be deep like that. But so I didn't really watch Basketball Wives in the past few years. Originally, when the show first aired, I was there when they were in Miami.
Right.
And this is back in the day when Royce was still on it.
Right.
And she was the White Howard's baby mama. And they were like, hey, girl, we going to give free tickets if you win the dance contest to a basketball game. And she popped her pussy on the headstand for her life. And I was like, hey, girl, but your baby daddy is a basketball player. Do you really need to, like, pop your pussy on the headstand for the tickets? Can't you get tickets? That's your baby daddy.
Why y'all got a relationship so bad that you can't even get tickets?
You can't even get tickets. And then especially that first season was really good because that's when Evelyn had like that shoe store that nobody ever came to. You remember that? you remember originally she had a shoe store, and they always taped in the shoe store, but there was never a customer at the shoe store. And I was just like, Portia ain't got no customer. You remember that? Yeah, like this was like I used to watch old school Basketball Wives. This little new shit, I don't know nothing. Season 1. I don't know nothing about these girls who come up and they already got money. I was used to the girls who was still like living after like the last $1,000 that they baby daddy or ex-husband or whatever gave to them.
That is hysterical.
So I watched it only because Jennifer came back, and Jennifer and Evelyn were like old school Basketball Wives, and they had started beefing. Evelyn thought Jennifer was, if I remember correctly, it was Evelyn. Jennifer might have said something in like a radio interview.
She said something about Evelyn's relationship
to Chad,
and she didn't like it.
And then they did the season, but then Jennifer's confession still kind of mirrored what she said in, I guess, that interview. So they fell out. I remember that epic ass episode. Well, they didn't really fight.
Evelyn tried to attack her.
Evelyn ran across the boardroom table with like a vase, if I remember correctly.
And she took her shoes off. And she ran across.
Which I'm always, I mean, abuse is abuse, but I never really could get into. That's a whole nother story. Abuse is abuse, and domestic violence is horrible on both parts. It just sympathetically on my part, I just watched Evelyn in action, so I'm still a bit confused on that whole story with her and Chad. But either way, I was happy to see that they were trying to be friends again.
Right.
And they made up, and Jennifer's mom had passed away from cancer, and Evelyn reached out to her. Yeah. She got a divorce, and Evelyn had got beat or what?
She got headbutted.
It's not. Why are you like abuse? Is not funny, Adrianna.
That's just how you said it.
I'm not. I need people to understand. I don't think abuse is funny.
It's not funny. Abuse is absolutely deplorable.
Granted, I just had a whole domestic abuse story like last episode.
It is deplorable.
But however, I do. So we're just gonna move on, and we're just gonna sum it up with a lot has happened on both parts.
Right.
So they went to meet up or whatever and have a convo about what has happened, and to like amend their friendship.
Right.
Which because they had been friends for like 10 plus years or whatever before the friendship,
right, before it was on TV.
Before it was on TV and the shit went left, and then, Evelyn got
life just comes at you.
Yeah, fast. And life comes at you fast. You need to grab a Snickers. And that's not even a plug. That's real life. So it made me start thinking about friendships or whatnot.
Right.
And, friendships are difficult. Like, people don't want to say that.
They are.
But the only friendship I know that's simple and easy is Oprah and Gail, because they're the only ones who act like they don't have, like, they're like the epitome of like a good friendship. And y'all don't be shady who listening to it. I do think they're friends. I think like their BFF, they make it look very easy, but in reality,
it's not.
Friends,
and I'm sure it wasn't in the beginning for them.
Yeah, friendships are hard. Like, you have to figure out the person you're being a friend with. You guys both have temperaments. You both have
the dynamic.
Yeah, the dynamic is a very difficult thing. So, do you right now think you're a good friend to everybody?
Nope.
Shit.
I'm gonna come out the gate honest as fuck.
What do you think? What type of friend do you think you are?
Well, I'll start by saying this. I think that I am a loyal friend. Okay. If my friend has an issue with somebody else, I'm one of those friends that's like, all right, well, that issue got to do with me. I don't like that person either.
Oh my God, what are we in high school? What the fuck is wrong with you?
But I'm loyal, and it's almost to a fault, because I'll say this, like when I first moved out here, I only knew my roommate at the time, and we were both from Corpus Christi, so I'm trying to get out, I'm trying to see what's popping, so I ended up being friends with this group of girls, and these girls all went to high school together. They were, where the hell they were from? They were from not Sugarland. What's out there in Sugarland?
Katy?
Not
Pearland?
Not, it's the other subdivision in Sugarland.
Not sure. But
You know what? I forgot you're not from here. So, anyways, Mo City. These girls were from Mo City. So, hung out with them, and I thought they were so cool. And, you know, we always hung out every day. We worked at Olive Garden together. And
for that 2 for $20, but go ahead.
Yes, girl. And then I just started seeing things that I really wasn't cool with, but I was just rolling with it because, you know, I thought that they were really my friends. Mm-hmm. So that's when I learned that my loyalty was starting to bother me. Mm-hmm. And, you know, these girls would, like, start fights. And I ain't trying to fight over no spilt drink. I ain't trying to fight because a bitch stepped on my foot. Like, you're in a club. It's
shit
crowded.
Shit happens in the club.
Shit happens. Why are you trying to fight this girl? And, you know, it's like shit like that. And then they'll turn around and be like, why you ain't jump in and fight? Because I don't believe in what you did. You know, it's like shit like that. And, like, that really kind of opened my eyes as to, yeah, these aren't the kind of girls that I need to be friends with. I can't rock with this kind of crowd because this shit is like I know how I am. Like, I'm 100% a loyal person, but I can't be loyal behind bullshit.
No, but I think that, I mean, I'm loyal to a fault, but for me, even this shit crazy. My 2017 New Year's resolution was to be a better friend. And not that I was a terrible or bad friend. I tend to surround myself with caregivers and nurturers. Mm-hmm. Which allows me to kind of relinquish everything because I know they'll pick up the slack.
Right.
So if I do something, prime example, I need to be picked up from the club because I had one too many. They'll do it because they're going to do it because their natural nurturing attitude will have them do that for me.
Right.
Versus me just calling a Uber or something.
Right.
And so I just thought I was a selfish friend in that aspect of I make decisions knowing they'll be all right. And that's not being a good friend, knowing they'll be all right. Right. It's like, because if they weren't there, I still will figure it out regardless.
Right.
But now I'm using y'all as like a pillow or a cushion. So like my New Year's resolution was to like put my, whatever I did, have my own way to get out of it versus using a friend. If that makes any sense.
No, it does.
Yeah. But so when dealing with friends, because if you have like really long time friendships, can you come back from a falling out like Jennifer and Evelyn?
So my best friend and I, we've been friends since we met our sophomore year of high school. We didn't really start becoming close until our senior year. We were friends. Like we were in the same group.
It was a clique.
But we didn't like get close until our senior year in high school. And then we decided to move to Houston, and that's when we became roommates, and then we got closer.
But how many friends was this in a clique?
It was like 10 of us.
See, I don't trust those. I only think you should have like
maybe
2 people.
But within that clique, we're all like,
everybody sectors off anyway, and that's why I don't trust that shit.
And that's fine. But with this group, like, I think everybody knows who their best friend. Like, they know. Everybody knows.
No, that's
who
what I'm saying. I don't believe in big cliques.
I absolutely love these girls. These girls
but that's cool. But I don't love big cliques. I think cliques should be max 3 people because I'm gonna tell you why, right?
Yeah, so there's a lot of personalities.
So if you look at like Destiny's Child, it was Beyonce and Kelly, and Lozado and Latoya, right?
Yeah.
If you look at like Wayne Texel. Honestly, if you actually watch the movies, I'm a Wayne Texel connoisseur as well. If you watch that, Savannah was really close to Robin because she had those phone conversations with Robin in the movie. And talking about crack, irony. And Bernadine. She went to see Bernadine after her divorce, right? And Gloria had Robin at her shop. So Robin and Gloria
were
are
cool.
cool, right?
But
And
Savannah was the central.
Savannah really wasn't.
You don't think so?
No, because if you look, Savannah had a relationship. Savannah did solo scenes with Robin and Bernadine.
You're right.
Gloria did solo scenes with Robin and Bernadine. She never did a solo scene with her. Whitney Houston, Loretta Devine, Gloria, and Savannah never did a solo scene together. And Robin,
Mind fucking blown.
Robin never did a solo scene with Bernadine. So Lila Rashawn and Bernadine and Angela Bassett never did a scene solo together. Lila Rashawn did her scenes solo. If they had solo scenes, it would be solo with Whitney Houston, Lila Rashawn, and and Loretta Devine. So
I'm gonna go back and watch that movie.
it was broken down nine. Because really, in the end of the day, Gloria really never fucked with Savannah, and Robin never really fucked with Bernadine. Like, nah. That's why 3 people max. And
yeah, I mean,
even 3 people max is funny.
I can see that. Yeah. I can see your point.
Three people max was funny because in Clueless,
I think
Sharon Dion.
Yes, but I think because of our history and because we have been around each other for so long, what would be the point of us not continuing on?
No, I mean, y'all could be friends. I mean,
You know what I mean?
Like, end up with them all together in like the barn or the fire, whatever the hell they did.
The bonfire.
The bonfire. Thank you.
But like my best friend and I, we did fall out. We actually fell out. Well, 1.5 times because the last time it was during my past relationship, and that's not a good example. But the first time, I felt some type of way. We had made these plans, right? We had both just turned, well, I had just turned 21. She was about to turn 21. And it was maybe 1.5 years in our, since we had moved to Houston. And we had made these plans. We were like, yes, let's just say, fuck it. We're going to move to New York, live there for 6 months. Let's see what happens. Like, she was like, we can sell all this stuff. We can just live out there and see what happens. Because she was like, I want to do this and that. I was like, cool. I want to do this and this and this. Let's just see what happens. She was like, cool. Like, a week later, I was sleeping on the couch. She comes in and she's just like, yo, wake up. I'm pregnant. And this is like maybe like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, and my first reaction, I just start crying. I don't know why.
Are you the baby daddy? Are you the baby daddy, bitch? Are you the baby daddy?
Crying.
Are you the baby daddy?
No bullshit. I mean, just start crying. And she just looks at me like, why are you crying? I said, I don't know. This is too much. You woke me up out of my sleep. You said you're pregnant.
I was asleep.
What does that even mean? And so she was just like, we have to go to the store. So I was just like, okay. So there's a Walgreens literally 5 minutes from our house. So we got in the car, went to Walgreens. She bought like maybe, and mind you, pregnancy tests are not cheap. She probably spent
They're really
like $100 on pregnancy tests, just buying different pregnancy tests to see if she was going to get the same result.
Yeah.
All them hoes came up pregnant. So I was just like, okay, well, I mean, 21, I've never been pregnant. Like, so I don't know what's going to happen. So at the time I was working at a daycare center. So she calls me. She's like, okay, well, I need to go home. I need to talk to my mom or whatever. So I was like, all right, cool.
That's really like noble of her not to be like abortion. But go ahead.
No. She, and so she calls me from Corpus and at the daycare, and she's just like, yes, I'm pregnant and I'm probably going to move back to Corpus. And I was just like, what? No, like, no.
You fell out with her because she was pregnant.
No, it's not that she was pregnant. I was upset that she, again, this is a 21-year-old mind, right? I was upset that we had made these plans and I wanted her.
You was upset that girl was pregnant. You're a piece of shit. I had way better fallouts than that.
Well, I mean, at that time, that was the only significant argument that we had, because I was just like, I don't understand, why do you have to go back to Corpus? Like, why can't you just stay here? And she was just like, no, I need to be with my mom. And I was just like, you're a grown girl. Like, you don't need to do all that.
You're a grown girl.
You're a grown girl. Like,
You're a grown girl.
You're a grown girl.
Not a woman. You're a grown girl.
And so, and again, I'm looking at it like all my plans are ruined because of this.
Selfish.
And then she left. And then I just remember walking into my apartment, and I was so sad because she wasn't going to be there, and I didn't want to move back home because she was just like, well, you can just come back to Corpus. I said, I don't want to move back to Corpus. But at that time, I didn't think that I could live on my own. I didn't think that I could even finance myself, like, by myself. So I was scared and all this other stuff, and I just remember I was just so upset about that. I was upset that she left. I wasn't upset that she was pregnant. I was just upset that she left. I wanted her to stay. I wanted us to continue our plan
With a baby.
With a baby, that was fine. But but now that I look back, I get why she had to. And I mean, and I love Madison. Madison is 11 years old, and she is the sassiest. I swear she's like my child. She birthed my kid. But, and it was funny because when we fell out, I did not talk to her for the duration of her pregnancy. And me and her were so close. I would always have these dreams about her. Like, dreams about her and the baby, and it would be right up until I asked her, what did she have? And I would wake up. And I just kept having dreams about her. And that's how I knew. I was just like, okay, God is trying to show me something. I'm probably going to have to work out this. Because at first I thought, man, I'm done with this friendship. Like, it's over.
You got a pregnant bitch and you doing something
You're on your own.
You're on your own.
You're on your own with this pregnancy.
Baby daddy.
So, I remember I only went back to Corpus for maybe like a month. And then I saved some money, moved back to Houston. And I remember I had this flip phone. And I knew her number. Her number has not changed since we were younger. And she ended up calling me. And I immediately recognized her number, and it was just like I answered, and it was like right where we left off.
That is how it goes. And
then so I remember I was working at Papado's on Westheimer, and she was like, well, I'm gonna come up there and I'm gonna bring Madison. So I was like, all right. So she came, and then I had just moved into my first apartment by myself. So I had no furniture. All I had was like a bed, my little high school dresser, a little like 10-inch TV. I had nothing. And so she came up there, and, she brought the baby. And I was just like, oh my God, I missed you. Like, let's not ever fight again. Like, I don't want to fight.
That's actually what happened with me and my high school best friend. She still was pregnant when we reconciled. But me and her had like this very boisterous friendship. We are very alpha females. So whatever I say goes, or whatever my opinion is, I'm going to say it. And we didn't kind of care about each other's feelings. You run that over the course of 8-9 years, y'all start coming like ahead. It's a problem.
Yeah.
Especially when you start becoming like a woman for real and you get grown, it's just a certain way people talk to even your own parents. Sometimes when your parents come at you, you be like, wait a minute. I'm not like 18 girl. I'm like 28 girl. Like, chill. Relax. Just relax a bit. Talk to me. I mean, we're not peers, but we're goddamn peers. Like, we're in the same box.
I'm an adult.
Chill out. Now, like, relax your mind. Let's have this conversation over some tea and crumpets.
Please.
So, it came ahead like that. And we had already not beefed a lot, but we had already had like a lot of confrontation within each other. Like, I'm talking about, and we talked about this the other week. all my stories sound like I'm so violent, but whatever.
You slapped him?
No. Okay.
You hit her?
Here's the thing.
What was the misunderstanding?
It was a misunderstanding. So we're at this house party. True story. We're at this house party, dressed alike. Like I had got like these sweaters. My mom had just bought me these sweaters from like JCPenney's, and I had all these chucks because I was bomb. So we had like wore like matching outfits, but in opposite colors. So corny. So corny. So we go to this party. I go up. We've been at the party for a while. We're like college ages this time. I go upstairs to use the bathroom. I come downstairs. All I see is a gang of people, but I see her like in the middle.
Right.
And like she's like little. She's like under 5 feet. Like she don't want to say she's a midget, but she's like 5 feet exactly. Yeah. Like you barely miss. Well, midget might be a little person. I'm sorry.
Politically correct around here.
Yeah, no, a little person. Sorry, friends. But so I come downstairs. I see her in this fight, and it's just like, what are you doing? Why are these people jumping you? So I come in the middle of the fight, like, move, get my friend, and box a couple of people. So then we get they snatch us out the party, of course. So now she mad, but I'm still like, adrenaline's rushing, and I'm just trying to figure out what the fuck happened. I went to the bathroom and you were sitting down. I come down and it's like a whole situation. Right. But now we're all mad, so we can't even get the stories out. So now we're beefing with each other because it's like, well, I didn't come to this party to do that, and you fucking bitch, why would you like get in a fight with the whole party when I'm in the bathroom? And it's like, I wasn't in a fight with the whole party, you psycho. So it was like a horrible thing. So we end up like boxing each other. It's horrible. What? We're crazy. Me and her were crazy. We were like Ike and Tina in friendships.
Oh my god.
So I mean that lasted for like all of 24, not even 24 hours, like 12 hours later it was just like, hey girl, and we all went about our lives. But like that is like the example of how like how up we can go within the friendship. Right. So we started beefing over something real, like I feel like I had a cousin coming to town, and it was like, well, why didn't you call me to go to the party? And it was just like, well, I ain't gotta call you to go to the party. It was real like a slick conversation that didn't have to be slick. But then at the end of the conversation, it was just like, all right, bitch. And that was that. Nothing else, nothing more, nothing less. We didn't talk for a year. And it really, what happened was like...
Did it bother you?
It did, because time went by. So like after like a week or two, you're kind of like, well, maybe she doesn't care because she didn't call me.
Right.
Later, when we actually talked, that was her same opinion. Yeah. Like, well, maybe she doesn't care because she didn't call me.
Right.
So then 2 weeks go by. Then like a month go by. The next thing you know, 6 months went by. And then next thing you know, she pregnant, and it's like, I'm hearing she's pregnant, and the whole time I'm hearing about her, I'm never saying nothing back because we still have mutual friends.
Right.
So it was kind of like, oh, well, I was with her yesterday, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, okay, I hope she's doing well. And then it was kind of the same thing on her part. Right. It was like, oh, well, I hope, she eating chicken and living a good life. Like, she never said nothing and to this day, I've never heard anything like bad that came out her mouth. And I know for sure I never said nothing bad about her. So then one day, like, she randomly called me. It was like, kid you not, it was a year later. And she was like full blown pregnant. And we have been friends since we've been like 15. And I had known her since 9th grade, but we didn't really become like real friends until like 15, 16. Yeah. And she called me. And I answered the phone. I didn't know because she changed her number a lot. So I answered the phone. I'm like, hello. And then we talked. And then I was like, well, I'm going to this party or whatever. And I knew she was pregnant, but I knew she wasn't that. She was far along, but like still kind of like popping. Big blouse far along where you can still go to the function and not be pregnant. So then we met at the function. And it was like a little awkward at first, but then like halfway through the function, then we had a conversation. And it was just like the worst thing for me was finding out that like you're about to be somebody's mama and we weren't friends. Like, you know, like how you about to like go into a phase of life that
you didn't know about.
And I wasn't there and I'm not going through it with you and whatever. Yeah. So I mean after that it honestly was like nothing, like it was a little awkward for a few minutes. Yeah. Maybe I would say like the first 30 minutes, so like an hour.
Yeah.
But then like after that, it was almost like we had never stopped talking.
Yeah.
And then that was, and which I do kind of believe that sometimes if friendships get too dramatic, as if like we were, and too boisterous, I think a break is okay, as long as everybody still respects the boundaries. And one thing I could say about her, she never told like a secret. She never sold me out. I never did anything with her.
And that's important. That's how you know the friendship is real.
Yeah, because she could have put me on the streets and said whatever.
But that's how you really know. Because I know girls that be best friends. That's my sis. Blah, blah, blah. Y'all go to each other's graduations. And then as soon as something hit the fan.
But you know, I had a friend like that. I had a friend that actually, I had been friends with her since like 6th grade.
Oh, wow.
And we fell out right going into like college. And the reason I could never, for me personally, I could never reconnect with her because it got petty post-friendship. And for me, when you've been friends with somebody, you know how they deal with confrontation. You know how they deal with quote unquote haters. You know how they deal with enemies. You know how they deal with frenemies. You know how they do their doings. And she treated me, the doings she was doing at the time was very up her alley, very conniving, very sneaky, very passive aggressive, which I don't like passive aggressive anyway. And that's the only reason, because she ended up like being friends with like an ex-boyfriend of mine that she didn't even like when I was with him. So then they became like BFFs. It's like, but he's your BFF because he taking shots at me and we know he's taking shots at me. You're his BFF because you taking shots. And then what made it really bad was like a few years later, like her sister, and I adored her sister. Her sister was like the big sister I always kind of wanted. We all went out. It was like a holiday, so it might have been like New Year's Eve or maybe like a 4th of July or whatever. And they were taking a group picture. But I know how she works. She told the girl to take a picture, but like cut me out the picture. So it's like, so it's gonna be. It was like 6 or 7 of us. We're gonna take a picture, but like cut the camera so she won't be in the picture. Like that. Like cut the camera so she won't be in the picture. And so I didn't know that at the time, but like the girl's trying to take the picture, but you can just kind of tell because it's digital picture. This not iPhone time. This is like camera phone, not camera phone. Digital camera, the original. I had a pink one. It was popping. Thanks, Mom. She was trying to take a picture with that, and so then the girl was like, I can't, like signaling like I can't cut her out, and then she was just like, oh well, everybody move to like the left. I mean, you're good. Stay where you're at, and. That was that. And I was just like, oh, you bitch, I will beat your ass, but I like your sister. I actually like your sister. She's cool. That's my dog. But then after that, what? But
you said I beat your ass.
Like, what? Like, who you talking to? But she was, but that's the type of shady and petty she was. Anyway. So it wasn't like a shocker because that
she was like that.
She did that because we've done that type of like slick work together. So
no, I ain't never had no friends like that.
There was that, and then I had one friend that said I had AIDS, but
I'm trying to think what kind of friends
AIDS.
I had.
She said I had AIDS.
Had a friend that was like a supreme. I would say she had an alcohol problem.
Well, I think people said we do too.
No,
you can't judge people, girl.
No,
we've been AA, girl.
No, she opened a can of Bud Light at like 10 in the morning. I
can't really disagree with her.
And she was shaking.
Oh, okay, well, I can't agree with that. She was shaking. I can't agree with that.
She was shaking. She was just like smoking cigarettes. And mind you, we were like all of like 19. Smoking cigarettes.
Okay, I can't agree with the shaking.
And she was shaking. She's like, I have to have something to drink. So I was just like, what's wrong with you? And then I remember, this is while I was in Corpus, she peed in the bed. So I'm just like...
I had a girl pee in my bed in college.
And so I'm kind of like looking at her like, okay, this is an isolated incident. I'm not going to judge her. And then when I turned 21, she came to Houston to visit me for my birthday. So she came to my apartment with my roommate. My roommate wasn't really too fond of her or whatever. So the bitch peed in my bed. And so I'm just like, okay, we're here again. So this is like a real thing.
I kind of still want to defend her because low-key, we'll tell the story another day, but I peed in this guy's bed in college. But we can continue.
But, you know, and I told her, I say, yo, like, you can't get that drunk. Like, you have to have some type of stopping point. Like, you can't get that drunk. I'm not trying to judge you, but you can't get that drunk. Like, you have to compose yourself. Because I got people that don't know you.
You pissing in my
and
bed.
You pissing in my bed. Like, you gotta have some type of composure. Man, the next night we went out, this girl gets shitty drunk. Like, I mean, and again, this girl and we were, like, I consider her one of my really, really close friends. Mm-hmm. And this girl got shitty drunk. And we went to a salsa club.
Hey, come coleva.
She passed out in my car.
Tilipo, come coleva.
So, passed out in the car. Drop her back off at the house. I drop her back off at the house. And she just passes out. Come back home. The girl is like peeing on the couch. I'm so pissed off.
Right? She might have a bladder problem though.
No,
because when I had
a drinking problem.
No,
and she got so drunk that the shit. Like, I got so mad at her. I ended our friendship right fucking then and there. She peed on my couch, and then she didn't want to get up. So everybody came out to the living room to like eat breakfast and shit. And she's like staying on the couch.
Are you sure she didn't have a bladder problem?
And so I said, get up, girl. You know, I don't want to say her name. I said, man, get up. And she was just like, no. So I ripped the covers off of her.
You bitch.
I said, but you beat on the couch.
You're a bitch.
I was so mad.
You don't have to shame her for peeing. She might have had a listen, when I had peed in that boy bed because I was drunk, the girlfriend before him had a bladder problem. No, she did.
Now, you say you have a bladder problem.
No, I'm just drunk.
So I'm just saying. So, like, if I'm telling you, yo, you're about to meet a whole bunch of girls that are close to me that are going to judge you, like, don't do that. They already know you peed in the bed one time. Goddamn. You gonna pee all over my house?
I cannot take you seriously.
Like, jeez Louise.
No.
I had to end that friendship right then and there because
the only friendship I ended immediately was a girl who said I had AIDS. I mean,
good Lord.
How do you not end the friendship when the girl says, you know, you're dying, you know, immediately, and you're in high school? Yeah, she told. So I didn't realize she was like a hater like that. Like, this was like the chick that, like, my mom was pretty like kind of cool with like curfews or whatever. Yeah. Like, I had a curfew, but my curfew was like a good time. Her mom, and I hadn't known this girl since I've been in grade school, like not even grade school, since like pre-K, like before we was in like diapers together basically. She her mom curfew was like an hour or two before my real curfew, so I would have to leave the party early to take her home, but then I couldn't. It wouldn't be enough time. I couldn't go back to the party. It was just like, I might as well go home. Yeah. So I was doing that and everything for this check. And I was dating this guy, whatever, and his friend, I didn't like his friends either, but his friends didn't like me. So she calls over there and was like, yeah, she lost her virginity and she got AIDS. But his friends he didn't believe it, because clearly, like, later in life we had sex. But his friends ran with it because high school boys are a piece of shit anyway.
They are.
So they ran with the story. So I was at a party and my homegirl come to me, but the girl that's my best friend now was like, yeah, they say you got that fire. And I'm like, oh.
That fire? That Oscar Mayer?
Yeah, like juvenile. I got that fire. Holla at a nigga if you want that Oscar Mayer. I'm like, yes. How you know it's lit? I just lost my virginity. How we know it's popping? And she's like, no, it's hot. I'm like, oh, the block is hot. The block is hot. Hot. Yeah, I'm like, that sounds like a compliment too. So yes,
I'm gonna take that.
I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take the fire. I'm gonna take the hot. It is what it is. But how they know?
Bitch,
but
so funny.
The other half of for me, it's like, well, how do they know? Because I just lost my virginity yesterday. But yes,
I'm sorry, I'm popping like that.
yes, I'm popping. How you know I got that juvie? And then my friend was like, no, I mean, girl, you got an STD. Wait, what? They was like, you got an STD. And I'm like, what you mean I got an STD? She was like, yeah, they said you know, you got that killer. The school I went to was called Apopka. The short name for it was Apopka was APK.
Right.
But then apparently some hoes was like carrying not the good fire. So the thing was the acronym ended up being Apopka Pussy Kills.
Oh.
Ooh. So now I'm a student at this high school. Mind you, I don't even live there. I live in Winter at this time. And I'm like, I'm not even zoned for that school. So it was like, nah. She got that fire and she from a Popka Pussy Kills. Girl, AIDS. The whole thing.
Damn.
I found out at a skip party at my house.
Did you fight her?
I should have, but it was lineage. Like, it was like the fact that, like, we literally grew up together. Like, her mama was basically like my auntie. So I just stopped talking to her. I think I told my mother later why I didn't talk to her.
Did your mama fight her?
No, you know, Kim surprisingly didn't.
Because that's a tough rumor to hear
Yeah,
about
nah,
your
she
kid
was pretty
without
cool.
trying to swing on somebody.
Nah, she was pretty cool about it. And then later, like, the boys' aunt was like, yeah, I remember that night they was all on the phone and she called and blah, blah, blah. And it was just like, but AIDS? Can a bitch get gonorrhea or chlamydia? Can I get curable? Syphilis? Can I get syphilis?
Something that can take penicillin is
Girl, let me tell you something about chlamydia. Can I get some amoxicillin? Syphilis is like 2 shots. Like, why y'all tried to usher me?
Oh, girl.
Usher, girl.
These are my confessions.
Yeah, but no, she really said, she said AIDS.
Did she ever apologize?
No, but she knew, because then finally, like, my mother later was like, I think she misses your friendship, but I'm like, I can't trust a bitch.
So she never apologized?
No. But then, because I was like, did she ever, because I never confronted her, but I'm pretty sure, like, word got back, because I told everybody else. Because at that point, she was too defenseless. First of all, I was still not like boxing people then. I was still like scared.
Bitch.
And then B, she was one of the people that got beat up in school all the time anyway. Like, she got bullied a lot. So it's just like, I can't even like confront you.
Yeah.
It's like you're like a weak link at this point. Like, I knew I wasn't a weak link. I knew my inner being wasn't a weak link. So yeah, she
That's a wild rumor.
AIDS. And then she said I lost my virginity to some dude that I never slept with. It was like, I never slept with that nigga. And I got whole AIDS, like, and no disrespect to like AIDS, but in high school, somebody tell you got AIDS.
That's
and this is AIDS still.
If somebody tells you now you got AIDS,
it's a problem. Yeah, I mean,
but not even HIV first.
Yeah, my T cells are that low. So my T cells are that low. Like, I couldn't even get like the courtesy of getting HIV first. I need the courtesy. Of HIV first. Like, the fuck is wrong with her?
After your first time, a week later,
Girl. And then that was the thing. It was just like, but I did it yesterday.
how do you know?
Like, how do you know I got AIDS? I did it yesterday. Like, the courtesy.
I need to go to the doctor.
Listen, I need the courtesy of HIV first. Fuck you.
Goodness, that is hysterical.
Yeah, that was the word. So, I mean, you know, friends. Do you believe in no new friends though?
I believe in. I don't believe in. Wait, sorry.
Get your thoughts
I gotta
together.
get my thoughts together.
Because
I believe in new friends.
Okay.
Because new friends are going to push you into another. If you want to change your life or do something that you've never done before, you cannot have. Now, this is how I look at it. Like, my best friend, love her to death. I love my group of friends. Like, they're my sisters that I never had. But they are not doing what I, in my heart, really wants to do.
Yeah.
So in order for me to accomplish the dreams and goals that I have for myself, I'm going to have to find people that are going to usher me into that.
Usher.
Well,
I get you.
but they're going to have to push me into that phase of my life. And,
That's true.
And we have to. I think that new friends are important, but they have to be at a certain point. Like, you can't have new friends that are doing like the shit that you used to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want
No,
friends
I believe in that. Like,
that are partying and drinking heavily and like.
how are we your
up.
friends? How are we friends? No, I'm
Because
just joking.
no,
I'm just joking. No, I'm
like,
joking.
I'm saying, like, I don't want to be friends with somebody that is like going to the club 7 days a week.
But I think that no new friends policy is just ridiculous anyway, because I moved here not really knowing nobody.
You're supposed to meet people.
Yeah, like we wouldn't be here talking.
Exactly.
I wouldn't love the friends I have now, and I really have a great group of friends in Houston that if it ever came down to it, they got my back better than friends I probably had for years. No shade, but they really, they take care of me.
And that's just life. Like, you have to have, I think it's just like a balance. Like, you have to have the people that know your past and you as a core, at your core, and then you have to know people that don't necessarily know too much about your past, but they like who you are as a person, and they don't really give a shit about knowing you about your past. So it's just a balance.
Okay. Well, at the end of the day, guys, friendships
is tough.
Friendships are tough. They're relationships. They're definitely relationships that you have to make a point to nurture and love, and a fallout might be inevitable sometimes, but we're here. So,
and we're still recovering.
And we're always recovering. So follow us on Recovering Party Girls on Facebook, on Instagram, and it's Party Girl Pods on Twitter. And next week we're going to do listener letters. So the email address is recoveringpartygirlsletters, letters with an S, @gmail.com. recoveringpartygirlsletters@gmail.com. Anything else, baby?
Live, laugh, love, guys. Don't take shit so personally.
Don't take it personal.
Laugh a lot.
I just want to be all alone, and you think I treat you wrong.
Don't take nothing personal.
You can follow Adrianna on Miss Cool in the City on IG. I'm NatoyaEbony on IG. So, guys, have a safe week. Be fun. Go see Girls Trip. It's popping.
And watch, what was that show that you were talking about on HBO?
Insecure. Watch Insecure. I went to the premiere. It's popping. Oh my God. Y'all gonna flip out. I could talk about it right now.
We're about to run out of time.
We're gonna run out of time, and I don't want to hold y'all past an hour. But outside of that, be here next week. We love you guys. Thank you guys so much. And share and like.
Share.
And like.
Share.
But like too. Bye, guys.
Toodaloo.